Hi there. Um, it's been a rough couple of days. It's been rough enough to adjust my hierarchy of discomfort to a hierarchy of pain and recognize that there is a difference between discomfort and pain. And uh, it can hit you like a truck in slow motion, just roll you over. But in any case, I'm starting to feel a little bit better, uh, which makes doing everything else a little bit better. And that's mostly because uh, two of the symptoms have lightened up just slightly. One was the pain in my throat, which was crippling, and the other was gastrointestinal in nature. And I don't think I have to go any further than than that for you to understand. Uh, but it's interesting. In all things, you make a lot of promises to yourself in the way we all experience life. Um, it's an awful lot of if this, then that thing going on in everybody's life. We always kind of, maybe I'm the only one who does it, but I don't think so. We always say, well, if this happens, then I'll do that. And if this happens, I'll do that. Uh, I'll behave in a certain way. I make a promise that I will not fail, and that whatever I'll get it done. Well, I mean, I promised that I would never miss a journal entry, that I would get one done no matter what. Uh, I'm sure that there are people that have done it, and to those people of heroic spirit, I bow in humble respect, because all I know is what I'm going through, and all I can tell you is when you're begging, requesting, uh, screaming for pain medication because you can't function, and that's your only relief. Um, Missing that blog post is not the most important thing on your plate at that moment. Most important on your plate is to get better and to allow your body to heal. And your body is a good judge of that. And it'll start eliminating all the other things that are distractions from getting you well again, because your body can sense that there's something going on, and whatever it is that's going on isn't good for uh, the long term health and well being of the rest of your life. And that's, I think, what happened to me. I mean, I just went down uh, totally. I'm hoping it was with the worst of the symptoms, and that we bottomed out, and that now it's going to be a couple of days of recovery to probably where I was. And I say that based upon the numbers that are on the whiteboard across the room for me, which are, white blood count. My white blood count right now is 0.2, 0.2%, which is crummy. I mean, it would have to improve to be crummy. Uh, my hemoglobin is down to 6.5%, which is actually up. My platelets are what are they? 7. What happens, or what's supposed to happen, I think, is once we've killed all of the marrow and wiped out my immune system, which we've got to be goddamn close to have accomplished already, um, and the new stem cells that I received start to determine where they're supposed to be, where they live and what they're supposed to do, those numbers will start to change dramatically as the rights numbers increase and the other numbers decrease, and my body starts to function normally again. But when you go through those dark periods, when you go through those really, really horrible instances where you don't know if you're going to survive, and at any particular moment in that process, you don't really care. I know that sounds wrong, because you never don't care, but you don't care in a rational way, because the pain is so excruciating. It's so distracting that you can't function anymore. And when you're being when you're not getting excuse me, when you're not getting any more than a couple of minutes like that, your perspective tends to go to hell, and nothing is normal or the way it should be. This is day 9 post-transplant, and that's probably 9 days out of the 2-week period, the first 2 weeks post-transplant, that they figure that things are going to be really rocky. To use the term one of the nurses used the other day was that you're not out of it. You're still in the weeds, and that's the way it feels. I mean, you feel like you're lost in the high grass, and you just can't see where you're going or what's going to happen next. So I felt well enough at least that you're not going to break, and then you break them. So in the interest of full disclosure, I'm not going to make promises like that anymore to myself or anybody else, or I'm going to try like hell not to. And I'm just going to make, the only promise I'm going to make is to get well as quickly as I can, and then get re-involved in my life in a whole different way, I think. And I think we're going to have plenty of time to discuss that as things move on, especially if I'm fortunate enough to see the numbers start to turn here pretty soon. I'm hoping that's really going to be the case. And if it seems that I'm itching and scratching and can't keep my hands off my head and it's mostly because they itch, and they're a real distraction, because there's surface pain, there's surface discomfort, there's inflammation, there's all kinds of things going on constantly, and you're just trying to get through it all. But I am going to work on continuing the blog as long as I can, try and get interested in service on a whole different level, and I'll let you know what that is as soon as I figure it out. But I've been given a really interesting gift here. The gift is obvious to me, in that it gives me a number of years of life that I would certainly never have gotten without the brilliant researchers and the incredibly talented doctors here at the City of Hope, the nursing staff, which is, I don't think there's any quite like it anywhere else in the world. These are people that have been here for a very long time and have been absorbed into this culture of caring and curing people. Their advertisement, if you don't live anywhere near where the City of Hope operates, so they don't necessarily market in your area. It's science with soul, and it couldn't be closer to the truth. There's a gate here I've talked about before, and I'm going to get the actual quote incorrectly, and I can't tell you the source today, but it suggests that there is no point in healing the body if in the process you destroy the soul. And that's the way everybody here operates. Everybody is really very, very much aware of the fact that this impacts whole communities of people. And I know there's no question in the choice I made. That was the right choice. For now, that's it. I'm going to try and figure out how to get this message out more intelligently and more quickly. But till tomorrow, stay well, take care. I would say don't do anything. So stay well and take care. Love you all. Bye.